Ladies and gentlemen, gamers and gamettes, lads and laddies, dudes and dudettes, men and women of older ages, welcome everyone who is of correct age to Games and Gamers! I am your host, Hayden. Joined today is my buddy, Danger. Hi, Danger.
Hello. Yeah, what's up?
Danger and I have talked about this. We've talked about this for like maybe 3 weeks, a month at most.
Yeah, it's been for a little bit. Yeah, it's been for a little bit.
I've been planning this for a little while. Like I've actually been
And if we're talking about foreshadowing, it's been even longer because you've talked about this for a while now.
No, it's foreshadowing to you because you didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, but no, I didn't even know. I didn't know you were you were talking about you know what I've always wanted to do, but you've never actually told me hey, do you want to do this?
Exactly. But welcome everybody to our first, and I mean first. There's a good chance that this first is not even a first. It's a point first because we are going to be learning as we go along with this. I don't know. I don't have a script made for this one. Danger forgot to send me a script this week, but that is okay.
What? This is your show!
No, it's
I said you. You know what? All right, I better write a script for next episode.
It's our show, Danger. It's our show.
Our show, yes, okay.
But anyway, welcome everybody to
I got
Games
some power here.
and Gamers. Games and Gamers is going to be a brand new podcast where Danger and I, say hello again, Danger, are going to discuss video games, not as a whole, but different game week by week, or every other week by every other week.
I feel like there's not going to be a guaranteed time. If an episode goes up, it goes up. But I feel like we should not guarantee a time. We'll try to do these bi-weekly, like every 2 weeks. We'll try.
Hayden, would very much personally like if it was every other week.
Yeah, but ain't no way we're gonna play a whole game every week within 7, every time.
Danger.
Yeah.
You doubt me. You doubt the power I have.
Yeah, you did. You want to go ahead and tell a story? Let's not spoil I spoiled our next episode with my friend group, but besides that,
you son of a bastard! Really?
Yeah.
You haven't even finished it yet. We're gonna talk about it at the end of this. So you know what?
All right, we'll talk about it at the end of this.
So
we can talk about what you did.
Our first episode is something Danger and I streamed through. I want to say maybe 2 months ago. It's been a little minute, but
really.
It's been a hot minute. Like if I went and looked.
I'm gonna look. Actually, if you're gonna look it up, go ahead.
I can. It has been February 6th. It has been over a month. Was when we finally beat the game. But welcome everybody. We're going to be reviewing The Forest as our first ever, and the reason The Forest isn't because Sons of the Forest are out. I actually forgot that game was out until like 5 minutes before Danger and I hopped into this call.
I thought you knew it's out because some of my favorite content creators have played the game and I've been avoiding it intentionally.
I knew it was out, but at the same time, I was like, man, I wonder when Sons of the Forest comes out. I actually looked. Oh shit, it's been out. That's right.
Yeah, it's been out for a while. It's been like a week, maybe 2.
Calvin is the worst thing ever because he'll chop your home down and doesn't even care.
I literally want to watch some of my favorite content creators have played it. I want to watch it, but I know we're probably gonna play it, so I'm avoiding it. But I want to play it
eventually when it comes out to consoles. But
you know what? I may actually just watch it. Maybe I don't know. We'll think about it.
Anyway, games and gamers. With our first one, let me give everybody a little bit of a rundown of how our show is going to work. We are going to talk about the story of the game. The Forest is another game with a very unique kind of story, where it does have a story, yet at the same time, if you don't pay attention, it doesn't. You're just surviving. Yes, you're surviving nasty nasties. So, we're going to start off with The Forest in our first one, and to start off the explanation, you and your son, Matt and Timmy. In our series, we called him every other name besides Timmy. Also, if you want to go check out that series, then the link below, if you go check out the channel, KH Hauser, because, Danger, fun fact, this is a different YouTube channel we're talking in right now.
I was gonna ask that. I assumed it was gonna be you were gonna make your own channel for this.
Oh, don't worry. The channel's already been made. I've already subscribed to both of them.
I assumed so. Okay. I assumed you're gonna do it because I know this is gonna be a whole thing. And so I feel like it would be really weird if you uploaded this on Dokkan or KH Hauser when you have Dokkan Wen plus gameplays. It would gonna be a lot, so I imagine you're gonna make your own channel for this, but it's cool.
I've already subscribed. That's why your account went up from 2.
Our channel.
I mean, I have access to it. If you want to be able to stream on it too, by all means, I just have to remember the login password.
Alright. No, it's fine. I won't mess with it.
I
But
mean,
it's Arsh.
it's our
Our You're in Control channel.
yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's why your subscriber count went up from 217 to 218 and mine went from 260 to 261. But so, starting off the game of the forest, you, Matt, and your son Timmy are sitting on a plane. Timmy is sitting over there in your right hand seat. He is asleep, fast asleep. And you reach over and grab his book. It is a survival book that you gave him for his birthday. As soon as you grab the book, the plane begins to rattle, and you hear a voice on the intercom saying, "Everybody, shit's going down." You see the whole plane rattle, rattle, rattle. Everything begins shaking, and then you black out. You wake up to see a nearly naked red man. He's painted red, leaning over your son, breathing extremely heavily, reaching down, picking up your baby boy, looking at you as you slowly crawl towards him, and walking off. You then wake up, and the game begins. So, we're going to talk more about the story as it goes on, but this is the immediate intro to the game. So, Danger, this is the first time you've played The Forest, correct?
Yes. I
What?
actually have a bit of a story about the forest.
All right, by all means, tell us your story.
So the forest was one of the first survival games of a playthrough that I watched after Minecraft. So we're talking like whenever this game came out, I don't even remember what 2014, 2013. What year was it that this game actually like came
Let's say
out?
let's say 14. I think it was 14.
It was around 2014, 2013. Yeah. So I would watch Minecraft and stuff, and I watched a few other games, but not as much that I remember watching and loving as much as The Forest. The only thing is anyone that ever watched play The Forest did not play it for long, and it really did suck. Because I actually enjoyed watching people play the game, and the game looked cool, and I always wanted to play it for the longest time. So I think it's actually cool that we actually had a chance to play it.
You, me, and Brian, and now we have perpetual
Yep.
nightmares because
Yep.
somebody ruined it. We're not going to say who, but we
we
know
got,
who.
oh my,
If you want to know who, go click that link down below. Either one of the links, because I'll have both mine and Danger's channel, my actual channel. But so Danger, if I've played through this game multiple times, like a legitimate multiple times. What were your immediate thoughts going into the island? Because you talked about enjoying it. We wake up, we find ourselves looking at a dead lady on the ground on the plane, a broken half of a plane with an axe in her chest.
yeah.
What is your immediate thought as soon as you hit the game?
My immediate thought is it was super nostalgic. Like it like hit me of all the times I watched people play through it years ago, like nearly 10 years ago now. And so it just hit me like a train of just memories and stuff. And so I thought it was super cool and I was excited to actually start playing it. The map is huge. Already, like, so if you look at it on a map, the map doesn't look that big, but when you're actually playing the game, you're having to walk everywhere and stamina is a problem. You
Yeah,
realize how big the map actually is, especially that there's an underground area you gotta explore and memorize and whatnot. But
and
it was super cool.
And speaking of the underground area,
Love the map.
it's a good map. It's a very fun map. I absolutely love.
Fun map.
It really is. And also the fact that anytime you start, every game is completely different because you always spawn in one of like select areas. I think there's 6 areas you
Yeah.
could spawn in. We spawned in a very fun little area, which was absolutely awful for base building. Fun fact,
Yep.
Danger. It was why I think it's like the second worst spot to actually build a base. I actually think is what is
No.
rated.
No. Our base was amazing. You kidding me,
Did,
bro? Oh my god. We had a waterfall. We had a nice little water drinking area. We were able to build a rock wall on the top that we never finished.
No, we
It was
finished
a
the rock wall.
great.
The rock wall was indeed finished by the end of our series. I
Was it?
think.
Okay.
I'm
I
pretty
don't think it
sure.
was.
If,
Maybe it is. I feel like I definitely would have celebrated if it was done. I don't think it was done, but maybe it was.
anyway,
And I just don't remember it.
so we are running around the island. Matt is looking for his lost son, and he has nothing to go on. You, as Matt, have to start exploring the caves hidden around the island in order to figure out where or what happened to your son. Where happened to your son is indeed a sentence. Is it a good sentence? No, but it is indeed a sentence. So, as you're looking around these caves, you begin to slowly piece together that you're not alone on this island, because if you do it right, you actually don't see any cannibals, until you're in the caves. So make our way into the first cave. You see your first little bit of cannibals. You are completely freaked out. Danger,
Yep.
You and I had a completely different original experience with the cannibals. I'll let you go first before I tell mine. Well, first thought with the cannibals. Go.
Are you talking before our playthrough or during your playthrough?
Either one, because you and I have. I'm going whenever I talk about
Before
mine. Mine is going to be my
before
original thought of
Okay,
it.
I'll go ahead and talk before the stream because I so badly wished we did record that because it was so funny. So first thing that happened is we split off. Uh, Hayden was taking off and I was just following after him. And he was taking off because he knew where he was going. I didn't. And then I turn around and then these three, or two, actually, not three, two were sprinting after me. But in the first thing, they don't attack you. I don't know this. I freak out and just started running, trying to catch up with them. They started just chasing me full speed. I don't know if it was a glitch that happened, but they just did not stop chasing me at full speed. No brakes, no nothing, no other. They were just chasing me. All of a sudden, whenever I stopped to turn around and they stopped chasing me, I realized, oh yeah, they're not going to actually attack me. They're just going to observe at first. But basically, we were looking for a location, trying to build a base. We never really found one. Then, as we were exploring, it got dark. Let me. I probably should phrase it better. It got
Dark.
dark. It got dark. Literally, could not see anything. Could not see anything. I don't know what happened if our game brightness was down. I don't know what happened. You couldn't see a thing. There was no stars. There was nothing. There was nothing at all. And so eventually we were just walking around, waited until I actually think we died.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Actually,
We
I
we
think we
died.
died, but then we responded to like the next day, or we started again, one of them, and then we just immediately got out of the plane, walked forward, literally barely walking forward at all. We spawned right in front of the middle like hole area. I don't know what it's called,
The
but
pit.
that map, the
The
pit, we
sinkhole.
just spawned right in front of the pit. We looked down, and we were just like, and we were looking at it. It was like, hey, let's. I don't know what happened. I think I made a joke about jumping, but then you either fell or jumped. One of those happened. You jumped or fell and you did not survive. You land. I looked down. You see, me personally, I don't skip leg day. I jumped. I survived the fall. You don't understand. I jumped from the top of the pit, hit the bottom, and barely took any damage. I was alive after that.
You
I don't
should have
skip leg
recorded it
day.
honestly,
I should have recorded. It was amazing,
because
dude.
without video proof, it didn't happen.
It happened. It happened. I jumped, didn't skip leg day, only lost 2/3 of my health. And I went
Two
to pick you
thirds.
up,
You said
and
barely
then,
lost any. Your story makes no
barely
sense.
any, barely. For a fall that high, barely lost any health. And then, of course, the giant chicken nugget ran me over and killed me. But
Yeah.
besides that, great. Then we were like, all right, well, clearly we're gonna have to reset. And then that's whenever
Our series started.
Brian joined. Yeah, that's whenever Brian joined us, and that's when we actually started the series.
So my first time with the cannibals was my first time going into a cave. Because at the first time I played this, I didn't know enough about it. I knew you were on an island with cannibals, and that's really it. So you go into that first cave. It's a cave where you get to see with you get the mask, the underwater mask, the rebreather. I'm walking in, like, yeah, I got my axe. Wonder what's in. Ooh, a cave. I walk in, and I'm like, man, this is kind of dark and spooky. And next thing you know, I get jumped by dudes who scared the absolute piss out of me. Yeah, that was my first experience with the cannibals. They were absolutely terrifying because I wasn't expecting them to be there. I didn't know anything about the caves. Now I've played it a couple times, I understand. So back to it. We're going through the caves. Also, like I said, people, this is where we're testing stuff, so I'm probably going to change this. As I'm doing this, I do not like how I did this at all in any way, shape, or form. But we're going through the caves. We start learning more about the island. We start figuring out these cannibals are not are natural, but not all of them are natural. Danger may or may not know this, so I'm probably telling him the story as we go on, and he's gonna be like, "Ooh, an Oz," correct, Danger?
Yes, I gotta walk away for like 2 seconds. 1 second.
Okay, 2 seconds. His time is up. He should be back. But go through the caves, you start finding drawings. You start finding all sorts of little hidden details here. One cave has a Bible. One cave has drawings. One
As soon
has
as I
pictures.
took off my headsets, I heard you say 2 seconds. You fucking. All right. Anyway, I had
I'm
just found
ad
AC real
libbing,
quick.
yet I'm going enough detail because you're finding stuff in the caves. You find drawings that either that you assume are your son's. So you know, oh my god, my son has been here, or this place has something to do with my son. You start exploring more caves, you start finding more pictures, each of very awful quality. It looks like I drew them. That's how bad they are. Like I grabbed a crayon and just went skirt, 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 skirt. All right, we're good to go. Somebody, I am recording stuff. People quit Snapchatting me. I am never this popular for whatever weird
Downloading
reason.
Snapchat right now. Start spamming you.
You know what? Why not,
You
Danger?
see, I turned my notifications off for this recording.
I never
See,
get.
I'm
Nobody ever
professional.
messages me, so I never have to worry.
Dang, you ain't famous? Oh, that's unfortunate.
I know I'm at 261 subscribers and nobody wants to talk to me. It's so sad. But so you go through this cave, you start finding these pictures, you find pieces of Timmy's robot. At the beginning of the game, you see Timmy when he was on the plane with a little toy robot. It's not very important. I've completed it, but it doesn't mean much. So you go through these caves, you start seeing more of these cannibals, and you start seeing some weird things as the days go on. The cannibals start becoming a little less and then a little more, and then you start beginning to run into mutants of multiple varieties. We got armsies, which are, as they sound, a monster with 3 legs and 12 arms. I think it's 12 arms. 12 may be an overstatement, but let's say it has 6 arms and no face. And it looks as if, Danger, tell me if I'm wrong, somebody got an abs. Man, I want to bleep. I'm gonna have to edit this, Danger. I'm gonna have to bleep in. So but it looks like somebody just got a penis, like shaved the sides of it, and flipped it upside down. Does it not?
Yeah. So, yeah. I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
Then you have Virginia. Virginia is a spider lady. Little nubs. Think of the T-Rex from Meet the Robinsons. I have a big head and little arms. And she's a spider lady who comes out, jumps like a spider, crawls, runs with her arms up, and craps out babies. And then you have what Danger calls a chicken nugget, which I just call the
Chicken
runner.
nugget.
He's
It is a chick. It looks like a chicken nugget.
Danger. I do not ever want to see the chicken nuggets you eat. If this looks like a chicken nugget to you,
It looks like a chicken nugget.
it does not.
If you took a chicken nugget
You know what? I'm gonna go look
and
at
you
this picture.
completely shadowed out their body, right? Completely blacked out their body, and you put them next to a chicken nugget, completely blacked out chicken nugget. They look exactly the same. I'm telling you right now, dude. They look like a chicken nugget.
I don't know what this is actually called. Not Forest Run.
Chicken nugget.
Running.
Running monster. Chicken monster. Running chicken.
It doesn't
nugget.
even have a name.
It does. It's called chicken nugget.
No, like a legitimate name.
Everyone, can we get a chicken nugget down in the description?
Cowman. It's called the Cowman.
It does not look like a cow or a
No,
man.
that's what it's called because it probably has the freaking. I'm looking at pictures of all of them. We haven't.
Comment section. Can we get a chicken nugget?
But anyway, you will basically start getting attacked by these random mutants, causing you to go even further into some of the caves where you find some more of more mutants, more cannibals of all different types. You begin to explore some more caves, and you find a camera that starts leading a little bit more towards the details of the island. I'm not going to go into all the details of it because it's a very long little story of the forest. Surprisingly, it's actually a very, very big thing. We'll just say, in short, this island is a testing ground by a special company, I believe is called like Jarius or something like that. It's either Jarius or Sahara. I cannot remember which one specifically. Sahara Therapeutics, that's what it is. Sahara Therapeutics purchased this little peninsula to do a little bit of experimentations because they found a special obelisk that had the idea of eternal life. This obelisk was tested on one of the main scientists, the actual head scientist of the fun little operation, Matthew Cross. Matthew Cross brought his terminally ill daughter, who I believe had cancer and was literally 1 second away from death, to see if they could bring her back to life at full capacity. So they start experimenting, and you come to find out it can indeed work. But there's a catch. So, Danger. As we explored this island and started to, play a couple days in, we had some good moments. We had some very bad moments. What would you say was your favorite part of the game? 3 favorite things of the game.
the building's my favorite part of the survival games. Slowly upgrading your stuff and then finding better supplies to build even more stuff. Just any survival game, the building mechanics. I really like the forests one. The exploration is cool, especially if you don't know anything. Once you know everything, then it's not as exciting. But not knowing a massive map and then exploring it, like literally, we were playing through game. We went almost around the entire island, and we were still discovering stuff. You probably already knew everything, but me, I didn't know anything. And there's just a bunch of stuff to search around the map. So if you're going into it blind, it's one of the best games to go into blind because there's a whole bunch of stuff for you to explore around. And third, I guess I guess like the enemies. There's even more so. Like we didn't even see all of them, but apparently, like heck, I didn't even know the last ones that you were talking about that you referred to. Sorry, you're gonna have to bleep again. That you referred to as a penis monster did not even look like one. I was lied to. If you're talking about the chicken nugget, bro, at least mine looks like a chicken nugget. If that thing looks like a penis, bro, oh my god, I do not want to see which ones you've seen. But all the monsters are super cool as well. So I think just the crafting, the map, and the enemies, those are all really cool.
Fair.
And oh my gosh, dude, the boss fight, man. Like I know it was annoying, but it was fun. It was cool.
God, I hated that. And also, if you want to go see that boss fight, which we're going to talk about here in a couple minutes, because I got to talk about a very amazing moment. Not a big moment, an awful moment, but a very big moment that would have been great had something not happened by a specific name of somebody who may or may not be here with me. Who knows? There were three of us. It could be Danger. It could be me. It could be
It
our
could
third
be.
person. Who knows? But I was talking about my three favorite things. I kind of completely off topic for thought for a second. So I like the forest. I absolutely, as I've gotten older and more senile with age, I love survival games. Like I love any aspect of survival games. I'm trying to get Danger to play another survival game with me, not as we speak, but probably in the next like few days. I want us to maybe start if Danger wants to. I just need for him to say yes and get on.
I would need to finish The Last of Us first, and then delete it, and then or
Uh,
what's the other
oh,
one?
oh, it's just this one. This is the only one that's free because you don't
No,
have.
I'm talking about me.
Oh,
But yeah, I'm saying I will complete a game. One of the two games I will complete, and I will delete them. Yes, and then yeah, then sure.
okay. Yay! You heard it here, folks. Folks, you heard it here. One folk. Who knows? We have your one friend who's our viewer in the background. It's like, yeah, go play it, and that's all we
Yeah,
hear. But
send it deep.
I
It's
love.
deep.
I like Danger said he liked the island. I love the aesthetic of the forest so
The aesthetic
much.
was amazing.
Getting crash landing onto an island filled with an unknown variety of stuff. We had a lot of fun. Like we actually had a shit ton of fun in the forest. No matter how much we bitched about it outside of the forest, we had a lot of fun, especially our boat, which was fun. I like the crafting. It's not one of my favorite things. I love the overall exploration of the island because you talked about we get to see all these different things. I've seen a lot of this stuff, yet at the same time, it's been a little while since I've actually played it, so it's very refreshing to go through and see Alligator Lake. To go see the mountains again in the snowy area, see all this stuff is very refreshing and just fun overall as opposed to, it's a game you've played literally 55 times in the past month, which I've done one game that I've on my third playthrough in the past week. I'm kind of ashamed of myself, yet at the same time I'm not. I'm amazed and ashamed. Danger, have you ever had those moments where you're both amazed and ashamed at yourself? Like, my God, I did this. My God,
Yeah,
I did this.
that for me to this day, that's Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Danger, uh,
Did like 5 playthroughs of that game.
I did. I'll tell you a fun story at the end of this, but
All right.
I love that, and I like this overall idea of the forest. I am very picky when it comes down to some games. Ask Danger, I'm picky, but I'm trying to
Yeah, I was
get
about to
better.
say you can say that again. I was about to say you're very picky.
I play a lot more games than you know. I just don't play online games that you know. I play a crap ton more games than what you actually know me to play.
But I know you've played like every Final Fantasy
No,
game
I'm
more than
counting as
once.
I'm not counting Final Fantasies. I'm
No,
counting
Dead Space.
multitudes. No, I played Dead Space
No,
once.
Oh,
That one counts. It's a different. I play a shit ton of variety of games. Is what I'm trying to say. Like I have 200.
Fortnite,
No, I said games. I want something fun, not that. But
Smash Bros.
I've actually played Smash Bros.
Smash Bros is fun. All of them are fun.
I think it wasn't Ultimate. It was one right before it.
Wii U and 3DS.
Yeah.
That's literally all it was called. Super Smash Brothers, Wii U, and 3DS.
Okay, yeah, that was one I played. I
It
believe
was a
anyway.
fun one. I love that one. Yeah,
I
very
think it was
nostalgic.
my buddy had a Wii U that we played on. He let me play it, and I wasn't good at the game. I suck at these kind of games.
It's still fun though. Like yeah, like so with Smash Brothers, as long as as long as you're not playing with an absolute pro, it's still a fun game. Even if you're losing, it's still fun to play and play with your friends and whatnot. Mario Kart also. Mario Kart, oh my god.
Yeah, but anyway, I play a lot of games, so I'm picky on some things, but I play mostly for story. I don't care. I'm not one of those ones I'm gonna play it on the absolute hardest mode because why the fuck not? Unless I adore the game. Danger, there are 3 games in this world I have played on the hardest difficulty. Like it's absolute hardest difficulty. If you can name all 3, I will buy you something.
Uh, do I just have to name the series or the exact
Let's
game?
say the exact game because I feel like you know if you did
I
specific.
feel like I know two. Yeah, I feel like two of them are Final Fantasy. I feel like
No,
you've
Final
definitely
Fantasy does not.
really.
Final no. I'm playing through 7 on its hardest mode, but I have not beat it on its
Oh,
hardest
okay.
mode. These are the games that I have actually beat on their hardest difficulty.
Hmm. Definitely not the most recent one you've been playing because you said you're playing. You say you're wanting to play it.
Yeah,
Uh,
I know.
yeah, definitely don't think it's that one. Definitely don't think it's Dead Space. Man, have you mentioned this game to me before? I imagine you have.
I actually have. One of them,
Hmm.
I'll tell you one of them to make it easy because I'm honestly surprised. It's Kingdom Hearts. It's Kingdom Hearts 3.
Kingdom Hearts. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I played Kingdom Hearts 3 on its hardest difficulty. I beat the hardest shit in there. I loved it. That is one. The other 2 might actually kind of throw you for a loop.
They might. I mean, you go. You go ahead and just say them.
The other one is
We'll be here forever.
Resident Evil 8 Village.
Oh.
I
All right.
100% that game.
Not
That's one of
not
the
surprised about that one, but also didn't know that one.
that is one of the very few games I strive to 100%. And a fun game called Frostpunk.
Don't even know what that game is.
Frostpunk is like an afterworld, like an icy survival world. Basically, think of it like a build 'em up Clash of Clans, except you have to survive the world.
Uh huh. All right.
Those are the only 3 games I've ever beat on the hardest difficulty because I love them that much.
Nice.
The Forest, I love the story of the Forest, as underlying as it actually is a really good, unique story because this island we're on is filled with so many Easter eggs, and so many things that actually affect how you perceive the story. Like Danger, the yacht at the beginning of the game. You remember the yacht, right?
Yes.
Do you know why that yacht is there? I'm going to tell you that you do not. I'm going to take it 100%
I
guess you
don't.
don't.
I don't.
I thought so. I'm not even trying to sound rude and cutting you off. I just knew
I
you
know.
didn't.
Here's. Can I take a guess?
Absolutely. Take a guess.
That.
No.
So I saw there on the one of the milk cartons. It was like the child is missing. Is the story that that whoever owned the yacht went to the island to look for their kid?
Yes, that is actually right.
Okay. I imagine so, because I looked at the milk carton and I kind of put two and two together. It being an island, having a yacht, I imagine they were probably looking for their kid.
Yeah, they were looking for their kid. It was, if I remember right, the name, I think it was Jessica, and I can't remember the name of the father. But they came there looking for the kid because a lot of kids went missing and always kind of found the hints were leading towards this island. They were doing some unique experimentation on this island. I like the whole aspect of this island is a secret military testing ground, essentially for all sorts of stuff, almost like an abomination of science itself. Because you see some of the creatures,
Yeah,
they are absolutely abominable.
yeah. One thing that I remember seeing it for the first time on a video, and I also when we were playing it, when you're playing through the game, that is a survival game in the woods, underground, by lakes, by the ocean. When you go to the door and it opens up, and you see a fancy, clean science lab, it hits you like it's a portal to like a different game. It hits you. And I think that was one of the coolest things, like one of the coolest transitions of this scary survival game. Then you go into a building,
Yeah,
to a nice clean building.
because it completely changes the entire tone of the
Yeah,
game. Because then you start to
it does,
realize
and it hits hard. And
now,
it literally, it like you, I won't ever get that experience of playing it the first time and watching it the first time, but it was super cool,
Danger.
especially when you've been playing for days and
Yeah,
hours.
Danger
And
also got scared so many times, not by the game, but by his fellow teammates.
I have, I have pretty sure I've gotten knocked more times by like almost as much as the enemies have knocked me.
Maybe. I
I'm
think it also
thinking
helps.
about it.
I think it also helps that one of us would always show up late. Not going to say who's screaming, "I'm helping." I helped after they did absolutely nothing or got the final hit. Ah, man, who knows? You should go check out our series, both of our series, and see if you can figure out who did this. Because it was one of us three. But continuing on, Danger brought up the next point of this next part of the game. You go through all these caves, you find all the clues, you find key cards here and there that take you to surprising areas. You make your way to the bottom of this pit, the giant sinkhole, and you find a nice little underwater cavern. You take the cavern up, you find another cave, you walk through the cave, and you find yourself at a big iron door. Like a latch, like a hatch door that you'd find on a submarine with this key card. You scan the key card, it opens up, and you are met by this bright red room, this bright red, like burnt sienna hallway. You go walking in, you start to realize, oh my god, everything here is some sort of experiment because we're in a lab. This island was used as testing stuff for all sorts of stuff for a thing called the Jarius Project. It was to help heal terminally ill children, which is what caused a lot of the problems. Angie, you want to know something really sad?
Mm,
Unless I am wrong on what I know, all those mutants were once children.
dang.
Because if you go, we look through this cave, we look through here, we start seeing all these little signs of this is what this person's kind of done with this. Oh my God. They're testing on kids. Why? Why are they doing this? Because we find one nasty area that has like beds where kids would be sleeping, and you see like pieces of just flesh and you know, penis monster, which I still say it looks like just an elongated penis.
It does not. It does not look like.
God, I'm gonna have to bleep myself so many times. We're gonna try and make
Yep.
this family friendly as possible.
Yep. Or more editing for you.
Yep, not in the
It's
first one.
our your work channel.
Not in the first one. This first one is the pilot episode.
It's your work channel. Yep. You're gonna have to. Well, you're gonna have to bleep these out. So.
Maybe not in this one. Who knows? Maybe if it ever goes to Spotify, because this is YouTube original.
Yeah.
I don't know
All
if
right.
it's going anywhere else. If it goes anywhere
All
else,
right.
then I'll absolutely. But we go looking through. We start realizing, yeah, they were testing on these kids, and they caused them to mutate. We do not know entirely what it was. All we know is it had something to do with this supposed obelisk that was causing all these problems. This obelisk was the center point of their experimentation. Walking a little further, we find a nice little room that's a doctor's room. Like you get like a very cold doctor vibe, and you start looking around, you see this big little tower that is the obelisk. You go open it up, and inside is your son, Timmy. Timmy is, unfortunately, dead. Danger, what did you think the first time we walked? You said you liked the idea, but what were your overall immediate initial thoughts of first time entering into the laboratory?
It definitely feels like you're heading towards like the end of the game. Like you're about to like answer questions start getting answered. You feel like you're in a completely different area because again, you spent a long time in this island, so going to the lab definitely hits different. You start getting more of the story. You don't know what's going on, and then the fact that there's also still mobs inside the area. Yeah, you feel like you're in a different place, but you ain't much safer than before because there's still enemies.
Fun fact about them, those were the ones, the normal people. Those were the actual doctors that kind of went
Yep,
a little crazy. Also, another fun, scary fact right before we enter there, we find cannibals that are wearing human faces. Did you notice that? Did you pick up on that?
yep,
Yeah.
yeah. There near the end we saw there was stronger ones. There was like there was ones like literally like we said, oh yeah, there's these white and black ones. And you went, no, there's not. Me and Brian just looked at each other like, "Oh no, this is a new level of difficulty. The expert doesn't even know we're fucked," because there were white and black
Oh,
colored
I know.
mobs.
I know the ones you were
Which
talking about.
okay, you said no, they're not. So we just looked at each other like, "Oh, we're fucked." That's what it is. The expert doesn't know some, so that means we're dead.
But I'm actually talking about like in the caves because we very rarely saw them. You got to see some of the cannibals that
Yeah,
shaved, skinned, and wore. Imagine Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre
yeah.
wearing these things, and make them that somehow makes them almost impervious. Because we had a lot of problems with those ones. Man, fuck those ones. But you go through when my immediate thought on that was you really can tell this is a whole different game. I love like so I legitimately love when a game completely turns you in every direction and you don't know what's coming next. So you've played through it the first time. If you've never played the Forest, don't know anything about it, you're like, oh my god, it's this. You're just surviving. I gotta find my son. He's been kidnapped by cannibals. He's drawing pictures for his daddy so he can find him. No. This whole island's an experiment. You walk into this building, they're being monitored, everything's being tested. It's such a great turn. I think I've said it like 4 times, that I love the story aspects of games. I couldn't care less how good the gameplay is. That is 100% not true, but I love the story of games. If it keeps me captivated, it does not matter how bad the game is, I will play it. And you walk in, you see this big scientific area, this cafeteria where people were once normal eating. You can even go buy stuff in the vending machines, and you'd literally just, this isn't the forest. This is like, watch the forest. So you do that. You go back to the obelisk. You open up the obelisk. Timmy's dead. You pick him up on the body. I can't remember who picked him up because it wasn't me that picked up my son in the game. It wasn't me. I think it was you, Danger.
It was me. Yeah, I saw it and I was like, "Ooh, cutscene!" I just clicked it.
So he picked
Ooh,
him
cutscene.
up. So Danger, stealing this moment from me and my son, picked up my son and took him over to a little thing. All sad. I don't know why he was so sad. He didn't know my son, but he picked him up.
I was so sad that all this journey just to find him dead. I was like, "Man, Hayden's gonna be real upset about this." I
I
wish he
know.
was here when he's standing right next to me.
But I'm just
Hey,
staring over your
Hayden's gonna be so
shoulder.
disappointed. This boy was so young, and Hayden's not gonna be able to see his son. You're standing right there next to me.
I'm over your shoulder with that stupid, like, what's
you're
that
like, you're
face? You
like,
like biting your
I'm
lip
right here.
looking down.
You're like, I'm right here.
But you go put him in this thing, and the dad, whatever player, we'll say Matt at this point because it's Matt, and his brother Matt. Matt is looking at at this camera, and he started realizing, wait a minute, this thing here connects to that, and I remember the obelisk maybe having something to do with extra life. So what happens if I start plugging him in? So he starts connecting these little diodes and stuff to, well, his wires, not diodes, to Timmy, and it bleeds red, and you see it like basically it's letting you know you need another sample as it leads to the obelisk, letting you know you need to find someone to take their life and put into Timmy. And then you look on the ground and you see bloody footprints. Somebody message in Discord. Why? You start walking through, and one of the fun facts that I don't know how well Brian and Danger, spoiler who is joining us is Brian and Danger, saw one of the rooms you actually got to see Matthew Cross dead in the floor. Did you ever notice that, Danger?
I did not know.
It's one of those rooms right before the final thing. You walk and you see Matthew Cross. I believe it said "I'm sorry" or something. I cannot remember specifically.
I feel like you've said that. I feel like subconsciously I remember you saying that.
Okay, I was wrong. He
Because I'm
didn't say
thinking about it.
anything. He
Well, maybe not that, but I remember you saying, "Oh, it's something." I remember that, so you probably mentioned it. Because I
he.
remember you saying, "Oh, it's something," or "Hey, this is something," like right in that final area.
I'm looking at a picture of it right now to help, but he was impaled by crayons.
Jeez,
Letting you know, yeah, it's all over him, like neck, ears, eyes, cheek, tongue, mouth.
like crayons. Yeah, man.
That's got to be painful because crayons break. That's got to have a lot
Yeah,
of force. But you go
yep.
continue, but you look around there and you start to realize this is Matthew Cross, and he was trying to bring his daughter back. So you start slowly putting two and two together. He used Timmy, your son, the player's son, one of our many players' adopted sons, to take his life and put it into Megan to give her back a normal life. However, there were some unseen consequences to this. So, Danger, whenever we got all this, we saw the whole Timmy sequence. What did you think was going to happen next? Or did you already know what was going to happen next?
I already knew what was coming up. Yeah, I
all
already
right,
knew what was
then
coming
never
up.
mind that question. We are going to go to the next part because I forget that Danger knows bits and pieces about all sorts of
I know
games.
bits and pieces, yeah.
So we go into this next room, this big, cool, open room. By far my favorite room in the entire building. I do not know why.
You walk in, even if you were like brand new to the game, if you have enough game sense, you walk in the room just like, oh yeah, it's boss fight time.
Oh yeah,
If you just walk in,
it's
you're
all
like,
coming
oh yeah,
together.
this is, oh yeah, it's all coming together now. This is a boss.
Goose goes poison. Oh yeah, it's
Also,
all
I
coming
would.
together.
You can go ahead and keep talking about it, but I do want to mention something which you probably already know related to me and the boss. But there was a now headcanon amongst chat of the game series. But you go ahead and keep talking about
There's
it,
a
but I'll mention it
headcanon
afterwards.
among the chat? What?
Yep. That you want to go? You want to go ahead and say it?
I mean, I'll go through. I'll finish the game,
You
and then you
you
tell
you.
me.
Yeah, that'll tell you. Yeah.
So you go into this room, this big, open, empty room, and you see off in the way distance a child sitting on the floor. You start walking up to her, and you realize, oh shit, this is Megan. You get a little closer. She turns, and she has blood all over her face, showing that I believe that was her trying to eat her dad. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I also have the name wrong. His name is Eric LeBlanc, not Matt LeBlanc. I don't know why I said Matt, but his name is Eric.
Because there's Matt, and Matt. So you were just trying to add a fourth Matt.
His name is Eric. So Eric, and his brother Eric, all spelled in different ways. My Eric is ERIC. Danger's Eric is ERICK. Brian's Eric is ERRICKKE. Yeah, Eric's.
So mine is R
ICK.
ERICKXTREME, except the XTREME is
Stream.
silent.
Eric
Yeah,
Stream.
Eric Stream, but the stream is silent.
Anyway, so my fault on the naming. I could have swore it was Matt. I think I was just I read some. I put a note down wrong.
Now I'm remembering the name Eric. I think you mentioned the name Eric before. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I also thought it was Matt because you said the name Eric before during the playthrough.
Nah, I probably did. I just don't remember. It's a lot of stuff. So she sits there. She shows you that the plane crashed. She has a little toy plane. You see all the stuff. You see her drawings, dead people. She crashes a little plane, and points to you, letting you know that's the reason you crashed was because of her and that. She then goes to the ground and convulses. And as she convulses, you begin to see a nice, awful tentacle shoot out of her mouth and pick her up and turn her into a spider boss. You fight the spider boss, and Danger, I'm going to say this first. I loved that boss music.
Oh yeah, it was great. It definitely changed the tone, and I loved it so much. Sorry if it sounds like I'm walking away. I am. One second. All right, but yeah, I loved the boss theme. The boss theme was amazing, dude.
Because
The boss theme, boss fight, all of it was great. Especially since we were like kind of prepared for it. Super fun.
we weren't the first time. I glitched the first time. I
Yep.
glitched through the floor the first time. Spoilers. You want to
Yep.
go see that? I recommend going
Yep.
to watch. It was
Going through the floor.
I was through the floor. I was
You
running
just looked up,
around.
just hey guys. You entered an unaccessible area. I think it's because you were already towards the ground, then you were hit into the ground. And
I
it
can't even
declipped
tell
through
you
a
how I
sieve.
went into the ground anymore.
But that's just my guess.
All
That
I
was
know
amazing.
is I was indeed in the floor. But you talk about I love this boss fight. When I first fought it, it was great. It was harder. I feel like with 3 people because we're a whole bunch of idiots trying to do it, as opposed to one dude seriously trying to do it. But I like that whole little boss fight because she had a very unique variety of moves that kind of went along with her tentacle-esque. Because weirdest part about this that I do not like was the fact she could also spit out babies. I still don't like that. But she would jump, she would flip, she would cartwheel, she would also, as Danger would say, Beyblade. She would tornado attack, she would spin.
Beyblade, let it rip. Yeah, every time, dude. Every time it was Beyblade. Always Beyblade.
And she had a nice variety that went along with her design. Then you fight her, the fight's done, she falls to the ground, her mutated form falls to pieces. You pick her up, carry her back to the obelisk, stick her in, and then the obelisk, she sits there for a second and falls out, and the obelisk lets you know you need a live sample. And so you start looking around a little more, and you realize little Megan had another card on her. You pick up the card, you look over, there's a door that says key card 2. You scan key card number 2, whip, the door opens up, you start walking through, you take an elevator up to the top of the icy mountains, showing you were being watched essentially the entire time. Theoretically, should have been maybe watched the entire time, but they died, so you weren't able to. You go up and then you find this nice egg-looking thing at the top. In this nice little scientific-looking room. Almost looks like something from Back to the Future and Ark had a weird baby. So go to the end of this little corridor. See a computer that's showing a plane with 3 children on it. Potential matches that would match the one who was needing to come back to life. And then you are given a choice in the game, which I thoroughly love. I love whenever games give you at a big moment a choice. That's why Telltale games, Danger may or may not know this, are probably my second favorite games of all time. Like The Walking Dead by Telltale is probably my second favorite series of all time. Right behind Kingdom Hearts is my second favorite is Walking Dead by Telltale.
I'm just gonna mention real quick since we're on the topic. I so badly want to play the Batman Telltale games. I think there's like 2 of them. I want to play them so bad.
I think there's a whole first season. I could be wrong.
There's a season, but I think there's like several games.
Oh yeah, it's 5 episodes. It's always 5.
5 episodes. Yeah, dude, I want to play it so bad. You could literally get the whole season for like $5 on PlayStation.
I don't know.
I want to get it.
If you say
Actually, I might be able to.
If you get it, I'll get it. But I don't like Batman, so I'm not going to get it out of my own choice.
I may not even have enough for it, but if I do, I'm gonna get it. Maybe not for an episode, just out of my pure enjoyment.
Anyway, so you are then given the choice to kill these kids, crash this plane, or turn off the machine and let your son die. We, spoilers, did something in there. I'm not going to tell you what. I said spoilers, but you got to go watch the series to figure out what we did. But if you pick the one of let your son die, you got to continue exploring the island, continue playing the game with little things here and there, get to take on even more mutants, even more enemies and stuff like that. Or if you choose the crash the plane ending, you see a big plane come zooming down, crash on the island, and then you cut to you cut to like 6 or 7 months later, where you and your son are in a talk show with this guy talking about, hey, this guy produced a book. He survived on an island. Let's hear about it. Then the guy's like, hey, you want to come show me how you use this axe? He goes over to 2 stumps. He hands Eric an axe, and they start chopping, to which you turn, and the music starts going really loud. And also, I've thought about it. You want to know something really funny, Danger, about this ending?
What?
Timmy's on the ground seizing, and everybody's screaming as if something's happening. Oh my god, he needs help! It's oh my god, he's gonna get us! Kind of screams. And I've thought about that. It's the stupidest thing ever. I don't know why that's a thought that's crossed my mind. That's just how it is. That's just so freaking stupid. But you then cut forward to, Timmy gets up, he's okay. Cut forward, I think it's like 15 years, something like that. Timmy is grizzled, he is tough. He is trying to figure out the secrets of the island, of the forest itself. And he's finally got it pinpointed to that there are multiple forests, multiple islands of the Jarius Project in Sahara, pharmaceuticals causing all sorts of problems, to which the credits roll. And you have beat the forest. So, Danger, we talked about the forest overall. I want you to give me from beginning to end how you would explain this game to somebody overall, whether it's good or bad. Do you want people to play this game? Should they watch people play this game? You tell me.
Definitely think people should play this game at least once at some point. I recommend playing with others because it's definitely not going to be as fun playing by yourself, especially for like the first time. Definitely should play with other people. If you don't have anyone to play it with, or you don't plan on playing it at all, if you don't plan on playing with anyone at all or have anyone to play it with, definitely watch someone play it because it is fun.
Watch us play it.
Us or a creator that you like and enjoy that has played it.
Us.
or us.
Mostly us.
uh, um, if you, the game is really fun. The story's cool. The survival aspect is cool, and no matter what, I feel like whether you lean more towards story or just beating the game, you can have fun either way. You can search for all the story points, look at all the cues, collect collectible items and whatnot that give you more information. Or if you just want to play to survive, see how long you can go, you can do that. The game gets really difficult really fast. So
Uh-huh.
if you like difficult games, you basically just play as long as you want it to be difficult, basically. You can work slowly, which is kind of what we did and kind of how we sort of got screwed near the end. But you can basically just play it slowly. You can try to rush through everything, explore the island as fast as you can. Day or night, just constantly keep moving if that's what you want to do. And basically it's just there's different ways to play the game and where you can play the game and how the game ends up for you in different ways. So you could literally go watch someone's series about it, then you yourself go play the game, and it's two completely different experiences. So if you want to watch someone play the game, go ahead, as long as you do not care too much on the story part. But if you care about the story part, I mean, either way, you're gonna get enjoyment out of it. But it's the type of game that you could watch someone play it, then you play it yourself, and it's a completely different experience.
Exactly.
Besides, like the main aspect of it, like you could find more story parts the other didn't, or you find way more than they did, and then you can still enjoy the game as a whole. Or you beat it quickly, don't know much of the story, but guess what? You already know about the story because you watched someone else play it. So it's up to you how you want to play it. Game's fun. The fighting mechanics pretty interesting. The way to upgrade your weapons is cool. Getting different armors is nice. The ways you can survive in the game is neat. All in all, an enjoyable game if you want to play it.
And how would you rate it?
I give it a. It was very laggy. I'll give it a 7.
Give it no,
Se-
not numbers. Let's give it Marvel phases. Marvel phases.
Marvel phases. What does that mean?
Phase 1 is it's a good starter, but you aren't 100% if it's for people. Phase 2 is, you know what, I'm kind of getting into it. I think we should go. Phase 3, absolutely, you should do it. Phase 4, I think you should stay away from it.
So instead of a 1 out of 10, it's a 1 out of 5. That's what you're saying.
No, it's a Marvel phase. Phase 1,
Uh,
Phase 2, Phase 3, or Phase 4.
it's a phase 2 if we're going by that.
We are
If we're going
going.
by that logic, it's a phase 2.
And fun fact, we're going to have a different rating every single episode.
Oh my gosh. It's a 7 out of 10. Depending on who you are, but it's
Is
a
it
7 out of 10.
so it's 3 Mark Ruffalo's.
Sure, whatever.
That's a reference. That is a reference. If anybody gets that, you know what? Let's have a fun reference. If you understand that reference, put down in the comments below who you think. But I will kind of agree with Danger. The Forest is its own unique experience for players out there. Whether you want to play a nice, chill survival game, because you can turn it into peaceful mode and then explore the island without fear of anything, or you can put it into absolute hard insanity survival and get your ass handed to you 45 times from Sunday. You can build, you can experience everything in your own different ways. You can have a whole lot of fun with the building, which we did not really do because we could have built a church, we could have built a ramp, we could have built a cab, we could have built literally anything we wanted. And we built 4 things. We legitimately built 4
My
things.
idea was the greatest, building the base with the rock wall,
I'm talking like actual 4 like solid things. We built 1 house, 1 platform, and 2 traps. And I built those 2 traps, and you and Brian kept dying to
I have
them.
died to traps. You're like part you've killed me so many times.
Only in that
Oh,
game. Only in that game.
yeah.
But
But jeez.
I would absolutely give this game a Marvel Phase 2. Just because.
Marvel Phase 2, yeah, Marvel Phase 2, but overall rating 7 out of 10. Maybe 6, leaning towards 6, but I'll say 7 because we had a fun time.
I'll say I'll probably keep it at a 7 too. It's honestly, you should play at least once in your life, whether or not it's with. I played it by myself for the first time, and it becomes a whole different
I
horror
I do not
experience.
see myself having fun with this game unless I was playing with someone else.
Then that's entirely fair. I love the
It
horror
is it is a
aspect.
biased opinion though. It's different per person.
Yeah. But I like the horror aspect playing by yourself because there's not always somebody screaming from the other side of the island, shit, they're coming. It's all you hear is a thump, 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 and you look and there's a big run and there's a cow man running at you.
I think you mean chicken nugget, but okay.
I'm going to say the runner because that's what I've said forever because I did not know his name. I think I just saw somebody pop their head down my stairs. I am not kidding. My house is dark with only my bathroom light on. Danger, I might die.
It's the chicken nugget. He's coming.
I would have heard him thumping up freaking a mile away. But I hope all of you enjoyed listening to our first episode of Games and Gamers Danger. Thank you for being here this week.
No problem.
We
Yeah,
are
definitely. This will definitely be fun. I can see this being more fun.
yes. If we do this, if we can actually keep a solid, a sort of consistent
What
schedule.
every 2 weeks. Also, I had a thought of what game we could play next because I just thought of it a little bit ago. I'll tell you after this. But
Like,
I actually want to play the game again, so I'm gonna let you know after this though.
yeah,
But I
but
have an idea.
we also, I think we're going to talk about one of the fun parts that actually happened at the end of the series. We're going to spoil it now for all those that listen to these 55 minutes.
Oh yeah, so spoiler warning, heads up, like actual spoiler warning.
This
Sure.
is spoiler for our fun series where
Yeah.
I heroically sacrificed myself in our first fight to kill to kill Megan.
Beyblade.
She came over and was attacking me. I dropped a Molotov. I didn't I literally just, you know what, I'm gonna do this. And I lit it and dropped it on me, killing myself and her. I heroically killed myself, and our buddy Brian came over and said, this is the way it's supposed to be, and killed me, making us
It's so funny. Like it went from laughing so hard to realizing we now no longer continue without you to being pissed off. But oh my god, was it funny? We said, but not you, and then killed you. It was so funny. Like here's like after getting the part of being mad, it was so funny.
It was
Oh
de-
my gosh,
don't get me wrong, it was definitely funny, but man, I felt
man, it sucked.
you guys shouldn't have killed me. Like I said, I don't know if you noticed
We
it.
could have been done.
I literally did a heroic sacrifice.
Yeah.
And
okay.
I felt so
here's
proud.
here's the headcanon part between me and my chat. So again, extra spoiler warning. You have been warned about the series. If you do not care, then all right. But we had to fight the boss 3 times.
Yep.
Yet all 3 times, I did not die once. And not only that, I don't think I was even knocked. That I'm thinking about it. Definitely did not die. May have been knocked once, but I never died.
Was this headcanon by the chat or headcanon by you? Because you sound like two very different things.
Both. Where I was immortal, I was meant to. You see, you died 2 times. You see, you were just meant to die. Me, I did not die. I was no matter what. I was the true Eric. I was Eric Prime. You were the main character, Eric, but I was Eric Prime. I was the original.
Maybe.
Just looking at your Discord image, just looking at me dead in my face, and then just maybe.
But I want to thank you all for listening to our first ever episode of Games and Gamers. Like I said, it's going to probably change as time goes on. We are doing this as I think I actually have a better idea how we're going to do this next time. But I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for episode 1, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, this is the pilot. I wouldn't even mark this as episode 1 because we're just trying it out.
We're just gonna call this the Forest Review.
Pilot, the Forest Review Games and Gamers pilot.
I'm gonna put that in the description down below, along with a whole bunch of stuff. This will probably be out by March 18th.
A week from now.
Yes.
Honestly, you know what? By then, I'll definitely be done with The Last of Us by then.
I hope so, because I'll have played through it another 4 times in that time span.
Oh yeah, I plan on playing it.
And also,
if I don't do anything else tonight, I might actually stream it tonight for an hour or so.
On our next episode, we're going to be talking about The Last of Us. If you want to go see The Last of Us played by either one of us, there's going to be descriptions down below. If you want to see the entire game, one afternoon, one morning, I got bored, sat my ass where it is right now, turned on The Last of Us, and didn't turn off The Last of Us until the credits started rolling.
He played for 11 hours.
Straight.
Oh man, yeah.
And I ate once that entire time. But anyway, if you want to go cheat, if you want to stay tuned on that, if you want to, be prepared for our next one, stay tuned. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and maybe the bell icon too. So every time in our haphazard schedule when we're going to upload again, because it could be 2 weeks from today, it could be tomorrow from when this episode is uploaded. That it's ready that we're doing episode 2. I hope not.
I don't think so, but 2 weeks max. I feel like we should do at least 2 weeks max. Maybe we'll get an episode earlier than that, but 2 weeks max between each episode would be the goal. No guarantee, but
Sometime between a week to 2 weeks between episodes, we're gonna have games up. Some unknown amount of time.
For an example, today's the 11th. Today is March 11th. So whenever you're watching this, today is recorded March 11th.
On March 43rd, this episode is gonna go out.
All right.
But so all gamers, game dudes, gamettes, lads, laddies, dudes, and dudettes, I want to thank you for turning on your consoles with us tonight. Turning on your consoles, plugging in your headphones. I hope you put that console into rest mode, allow it to take a break from hearing our nice, fun show. And we will see you next time.
That's it.
Bye-bye, everybody. Next time on Games and Gamers, The Last of Us, Part 1.